Hello, in today's video, we are going to understand what is API. API is nothing but an application programming interface. Now, in this video, we will understand what exactly is of this API or why we need this application programming interface. Now, API is a set of rules and protocols that allows two applications to communicate with each other. As we can see here, that there is a need for sometimes two applications to communicate with each other. That way, we can reduce some of the dependent codes by creating by our own. So that is why we use this API. So here I have some example. You can see when we are trying to log in some of the commercial websites or some of the applications, we get the screen like this where here you can see that I tried it for eBay and this is how it asks for me to sign in. One thing is that either you can provide your email username and create the account, or they are directly giving us links to continue with Google, continue with Facebook, continue with Apple. These are some applications, right? Google, Facebook, Apple, and eBay is also one application. Now when I am trying with the Google account, how eBay will understand whether this account is exist or not, like how eBay can communicate with Google or how eBay can communicate with Facebook. That is called the application programming interface. With that they can communicate, these two applications communicate with each other. Let's understand it with more detail. So this is my eBay website and this is my Google application. Google application also has a database where my login credentials or my login details, my user account details will be stored. Now when eBay requests to the Google to confirm that if this particular Google account is exist or not, that is done through the API request. Now Google, what it can do, can eBay directly check into the Google database that whether this user is there or not? It's not allowed. Google will not allow to access their database, right? So that is the time when Google can have some API created and they can give that API details to the eBay. So whenever eBay going to check for some user whether that user is exist in the Google or not, they can just send it in the form of API request, and API will be having some details that in return it is going to send to the eBay. Those details might be the sum of the user information, or that can be just whether the user is present or not. So that Google has an authority to decide what kind of response they want to share with the eBay. And that is where it comes the role of API, where we are deciding what kind of details we can, these two applications, eBay or Google, how they can communicate with each other, how they can share their informations, how many details they can share. This all considered as part of the API. So here we will be getting response from the Google in the form of a response. How the whole process done, where eBay is sending a request which go to the Google. Google will check in the database whether user is exist, and in response Google will return to the eBay whether this particular user is exist in the Google account or not. Based on that, eBay can continue their application. This whole process comes as a part of the API. Now, what all components we understood in the API? First is the endpoint. So here, call this request. eBay will be getting one endpoint. So this Google will be considered here as an endpoint for the request. Then this request is in the form of whether what kind of details you want to get from the Google, and the response Google will be sharing to the eBay. These are the three things which come under the part of API: endpoint, request, and response. Now let's understand the same thing with some example. There are some APIs which are, and they will be public, available to the public. Here is a one website which gives all list of those free APIs. Go to the APIs. APIs you can select explore by category and you can see a number of categories here, and all these APIs are part of this categories. Now we will explore the books section. Inside book session you can see different APIs are available. Google Books, then we have Bible, we have Bhagavad Gita. These are different sites which are providing the APIs. I will go to one of the site which is Open Library. Let me open this Open Library. Now we can see for this particular Open Library, this is the API list. You can see we can search the book using the book search API. Then we can do work and edition. This will retrieve a specific work or edition by identifier. Then we have a My Books API which will retrieve books on a Patron's public reading log. Here you can understand this all is the list of APIs what this Open Library is going to provide. Now we will open one of this API which is the book search API. So here it is the book search API related details. If you see here, you can see the endpoint of this API. This the part of the endpoint. The endpoint. With this endpoint, you also have the parameter q where we are passing the book name. Here you can see title. This is also the parameter for this particular endpoint. Then the author is also a parameter. So these are the few parameters by which you can perform the search API on this open library. Now we can open one of this. the request I'm gonna open. Now when you hit this URL, it is going to search this the Lord of the Rings book here, and in return you are getting this response in the form of JSON. Now we can see JSON format where you can see how many numbers found and what is the details about this particular book. You can see different attributes, who is the author of this particular book, right? So these are the details we can go through and work on. Like these are the information with this particular API you will be getting. Similarly, when two applications communicate, they will go through this kind of API. So you can use this API in your own application to get this, right? So you don't need to create something, connect with Open Library, or you can directly not directly go to Open Library and view. However, you can just use this endpoint call in your program, and this will return you the result. This is all we have about the APIs, how what is the use, how they communicate, and this is one of the real-time examples. You can go through some other APIs as well to get more details about how this APIs work. So we can see some related to finance, we have related to health, we also have related to coding, entertainment. So you can see that in different categories we can have different APIs available. You can use them and test it and see how it works. Here is all about the API. If you like this video, please click on the like button, and if you want to go through such kind of videos, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.